Hey guys, this is Pastor Frazier at Canton Baptist Temple. Happy Monday. I hope that you're keeping up with your Bible reading. Today we were in Matthew chapter 18, and there are so many wonderful verses that I could talk about in this chapter, but we're going to focus our attention just on two verses, Matthew chapter 18 and verses 21 and 22. Actually, verse 21 all the way down to verse 35 deals with the subject of forgiveness. If I could put a title over these verses, I would probably put Learning to Forgive. Jesus is giving us instructions about this matter of forgiveness. Now we're back looking at Peter again. Look at verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? Till 7 times? I wonder if Peter was having a hard time forgiving someone, or maybe this was just a discussion they were having as disciples, and he was the one that was designated to go ask the question to Jesus. I don't know, but Peter's question here is about forgiveness. Now keep in mind whenever he says, should I forgive him 7 times, that he was going the extra mile, because the Jewish rabbis, based on some verses in the book of Amos, would say all you need to forgive somebody is 3 times. So Peter was actually doubling that and then adding 1 to it. He went 7 times. Maybe he chose 7 because that's the number of completion, that's the number of perfection. But Peter here says, do I forgive him 7 times? There's 2 assumptions that Peter is making here. Number 1, he assumed that his brother would sin against him instead of him sinning against his brother. Sometimes we talk about the hurts and the pains and the offenses that we deal with from others, but maybe you just stop and think for a moment. How many people have you hurt? How many people have you caused pain to? How many people have you offended? Peter was concerned about the person who had offended him, but maybe he didn't quite spend enough time thinking about who he personally had offended. The second assumption he made here is that he assumed forgiveness had a limit. He was assuming if he forgave that person 7 times, that would be enough. Well, notice the answer that Jesus gives him in verse 22. Jesus saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. Jesus says, no, not 7 times, 70 times 7. Is 490 times, is that the magic number? Do you finally say, hey, you're at 489, I can only forgive you 1 more time? No. The concept here is that the forgiveness that we extend to others should be limitless. There should be no limit to the forgiveness that we offer or we extend to others. It is beyond counting, is what Jesus is saying. 70 times 7. If you have forgiven somebody that many times, at some point you've forgotten and you're not keeping count anymore. It's talking about being in the habit of forgiving others. Always be ready, always be willing to forgive that person who has hurt you. Can I ask you a question today? Who do you need to forgive? There's always hurts and pains and offenses in our lives. People will say something, people will do something. Who do you need to forgive today? You say, well, I've already forgiven them once. Jesus says 70 times 7. He's saying there's no limit to forgiveness. Get in the habit of forgiving others, and when you forgive others, you'll free yourself from the prison of unforgiveness. I hope that this devotional has been a blessing to you today, and if so, hit that share button and allow others to see it as well. Look forward to discussing Matthew chapter 19 with you tomorrow. God bless you.